My name is Emily Dawson. I'm 32 years old. It happened right at the dinner table. My mother looked me straight in the eyes, put down her fork, and said without blinking, "Your brother is moving in with his 2 kids tomorrow. Pack your things and get the hell out of this house, you worthless parasite. You've done nothing but drain this family for years." I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't explain a single word. I stood up, walked upstairs, threw my life into one suitcase, and left that same night. What they didn't know was that I had been paying the entire mortgage on that house for 8 years. $3,200 every single month. And at 5 a.m. the next morning, when my father called me in total panic, the first words out of his mouth were the beginning of their entire world collapsing. Before I take you back to that night, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from, and what time is it there right now? Let me back up. March 15th, 2026, 6:45 p.m. I was driving back from Seattle, 2.5 hours down I-5. I'd been doing this drive every weekend for 3 years. Monday through Thursday in Seattle for work, Friday through Sunday in Portland. That house in Portland, the one my parents lived in, the one I supposedly just helped with. I pulled into the driveway at 7:10 p.m. My brother Charlie's car was already there, packed boxes in the back seat. I walked inside. The kitchen smelled like pot roast. Everyone was already at the table. My father Kevin, my mother Barbara, my brother Charlie, and Charlie's 2 kids, Leah, 6, and Nathan, 4. "Oh good, you're finally here," my mother said. "Sit down, we're already eating." "Sorry, traffic was bad." Barbara didn't pass me anything. 30 seconds of silence. Then she put her fork down. "We need to talk about living arrangements. Charlie is moving back in with the kids permanently. Vanessa won't take them, and he needs family support." "Wait, what? When? When?" "Tomorrow. He's moving in tomorrow." Charlie leaned back, smug. "Okay," I said slowly. "So where do I stay? My room is barely big enough." Barbara interrupted. "Your brother is moving in with his 2 kids tomorrow. Pack your things and get the hell out of this house, you worthless parasite. You've done nothing but drain this family for years." Complete silence. Leah's crayon stopped. Nathan woke up. Kevin stared at his plate. Charlie smiled. Barbara looked at me with no emotion. "Well, say something." I didn't. I stood up, walked past them, went upstairs to my room, the smallest in the house, 10 by 12 feet. I'd slept there for 8 years. I want you to understand something. I wasn't surprised. 2 weeks earlier, I'd overheard Barbara on the phone. "We might need to ask Emily to leave soon. Charlie needs more space. She won't mind. She's practical." That's when I started researching, and I found something I already knew. The property deed recorded April 23rd, 2018. Emily M. Dawson, not Kevin or Barbara, me. Let me take you back to April 2018. I was 24, working at a fintech startup in Seattle, making $95,000 a year. I had $27,000 in savings. My parents were renting the same Portland house for $2,400 a month. The landlord wanted to sell. They were panicking. They had maybe $15,000 total. Bad credit, bankruptcy in 2012. I met with a real estate attorney, Allison Fisher. "You're 24 and buying a $520,000 house for your parents to live in." "I'm buying a house. They'll live there, but it's mine." "They don't know?" "They don't need to know. I'll tell them I'm helping with the mortgage." Allison nodded. We closed April 23rd, 2018. Down payment $18,200 from my savings. Mortgage $3,200 a month. I told my parents the landlord sold to them, that I'd help with payments. They believed me. I put the deed in a safe. Autopay from my account. $3,200 every month for 8 years. Never missed. Every month, I also sent an additional $1,500 for groceries, utilities, gas. Barbara would text, "Thank you for helping with the mortgage, hun. We're so blessed." I saved every text, 47 of them. In 2020, Charlie came to me. Divorced twice, struggling. "I need $85,000 for an executive MBA. This will change everything. I'll pay you back." Barbara in the background. Family helps family. I wired the money, my entire emergency fund. Charlie graduated, posted on Facebook. Never paid me back $1. Then COVID hit. I moved back to Portland full-time, worked from my childhood bedroom. In 2021, the roof needed replacing. $9,200. I paid it. 2023, HVAC died. $6,800. I paid it. Property taxes every November. $8,200 a year. I paid those too. I hadn't taken a real vacation in 6 years. When friends asked why I drove 348 miles every weekend, I smiled and said, "Family." So that night, March 15th, 7:45 p.m., I opened my laptop. I had a folder with everything: the deed, 8 years of mortgage statements, payment receipts, tax records, repair invoices, and another folder with 47 screenshots of Barbara's thank you texts. Total mortgage payments, $307,200. Monthly support, $144,000. Charlie's MBA, $85,000. Home repairs, $18,500. Over $500,000. And she called me a parasite. I packed 1 suitcase, laptop, documents, 3 outfits. I walked downstairs at 9:05 p.m. Charlie was already in my room with a tape measure. "Hey, you still using that desk? If you're taking it, I need to know." I didn't answer. He laughed. "Wow, so dramatic." Living room. Barbara and Kevin on the couch watching TV. Kevin glanced at me, looked away. Barbara didn't look up. I walked to the front door. "Don't forget to leave your house key on the kitchen counter," she said, without turning around. I opened the door. "Isabel, did you hear me? Leave the key." I walked out and closed the door. Barbara's voice muffled through the window. "Finally, now we can have some normality around here." I loaded my suitcase into my 2019 Honda Accord, sat in the driver's seat, pulled out my phone, took a photo of the house, titled it, "Property I Own." 9:23 p.m. I never looked in the rearview mirror. The drive north on I-5 was the first time in 8 years I didn't check my phone every 10 minutes. I rolled the windows down, cold Oregon rain on my face. I stopped in Centralia, not for gas, but to sit in a brightly lit parking lot and feel like a person again. When my phone finally buzzed with the first missed call from my father at 5:02 a.m., I smiled. I put the phone on Do Not Disturb and kept driving towards Seattle. I arrived at my apartment at 11:52 p.m. waterfront, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Elliott Bay. For the first time in 8 years, I didn't have to think about Portland. I texted my best friend Rebecca. "I'm out, finally," she replied. "Coffee tomorrow, 9 a.m. I'm buying." I smiled. I unpacked my laptop. Beside it was work for my startup, Cascade Analytics, AI platform, stealth mode. Series A, round at $12 million valuation, investor meeting in 8 days. My equity, 40%. On paper, I was worth $4.8 million. My mother called me worthless. I showered, got into my own bed, and fell asleep at 10:03 p.m. The deepest sleep in months. At 4:58 a.m., my phone lit up with 23 missed calls. I didn't wake up. Kevin woke at 4:30 a.m. as usual. He made coffee, sat at his old Dell. Then it hit him. Emily always handled the mortgage. Emily was gone. Did that mean? He tried to log into the mortgage account. No saved passwords. He Googled how to check mortgage account balance without login and clicked County Property Records. He typed the address, 2851 Oakwood Drive. The page loaded. Owner of record, Emily M. Dawson. Purchase date, April 23, 2018. Purchase price, $520,000. Current assessed value, $680,000. Kevin stared, his hand on the mouse, frozen. He whispered, "She bought it. She was 24. How?" He scrolled down. Property tax payment history, every year paid in full by Emily M. Dawson. He walked to the bedroom, shook Barbara awake. "We have a problem. The house is in Emily's name. She's owned it since 2018. Barbara sat up, followed him to the office. She put on her reading glasses, leaned in close, read. Her face went white. This is identity theft. Look at the down payment, $18,000, FHA loan, Emily's signature. Charlie walked in. What the hell is going on? Kevin slid the printout across the table. Charlie read it. His face went from confusion to panic. She owns the house? The whole damn house? Barbara's voice cracked. This can't be legal. She was 24. Kevin shook his head slowly. Her name is on every document, every payment, every tax bill. They sat in silence. Then Charlie asked quietly, "If she owns the house, can she kick us out?" No one answered. At 5:45 a.m., Kevin called Emily, straight to voicemail. "Emily, it's Dad. Call me back immediately. There's an issue with the property records." He hung up, called again, voicemail. Barbara texted, "We need to talk about the house situation. Call us ASAP." Delivered, not read. They called 23 times in 2 hours. Emily never heard a single ring. In Seattle, Emily woke naturally at 6:30 a.m. She went for a 5-mile run along the waterfront. Finished at 7:45 a.m., sat on a bench. She pulled out her phone. 37 missed calls. 18 text messages. She read them all. "We found property records showing your name. There's been a mistake. Mom and Dad are freaking out." She typed 3 words to the family group chat. "Check the deed." 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. No response came. In Portland, Barbara started crying. Kevin went to the filing cabinet, pulled out the old 2018 documents. Purchase agreement signed Emily M. Dawson. Loan application borrower Emily M. Dawson. Down payment cashier's check from Emily. He opened his bank account, searched for deposits. Monthly $1,500 from Emily for 8 years. Then mortgage payments. $3,200 every month from Emily to Merry Home Mortgage. Never late. He did the math. $307,200 mortgage, $144,000 support, $85,000 for Charlie's MBA. Total $536,200. Plus home repairs and taxes. Barbara made a small, choked sound. Kevin opened Barbara's phone, scrolled through her texts to Emily. "Thank you for helping with the mortgage, hon. You're such a blessing. 47 of them, for over $500,000. Charlie walked in. "If she owns the house, she can evict us legally." No one answered. The calls continued. By 2 p.m., they'd called 67 times, left 12 voicemails, sent 39 texts. Barbara, honey, there's been a mistake. Kevin, this is not funny. Call me back. Charlie, you're not really going to do this to Leah and Nathan, are you? Barbara crying, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please just talk to us. Emily listened to none of them. At 2:15 p.m., she texted once. I'll send an email. Read it carefully. My attorney will be CC'd. She sat at her desk and drafted an email to her parents, CCing Alison Fisher. Subject, property at 2851 Oakwood Drive, terms going forward. As you've now discovered, I am the sole owner of the property. I purchased this home on April 23, 2018, and have maintained all mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and major repairs since. You have 3 options, to be chosen within 7 days, by March 23, 3 p.m. Option 1. Rental agreement. Monthly rent $1,500, 53% below market rate. Security deposit $3,000. First month's rent due April 1st. Lease term 12 months. Charlie must obtain employment within 60 days. Rent paid by the 1st, late fee $150 per day after the 5th. Option 2. Sale and transition. I will sell to a third party. You vacate by May 1st. I'll assist with moving costs up to $3,000. Option 3. Family purchase. You may buy at current market value $680,000 with your own financing, close within 60 days. Additional terms. No further financial support beyond the rental discount. All communication via email only for the next 90 days. I have established a separate education fund of $20,000 for Leah and Nathan, managed by my attorney. Charlie cannot access it. These terms are final. I will not negotiate. Barbara read the email at 3:47 p.m. She replied immediately. You're tearing this family apart. Emily replied at 3:49 p.m. I held it together for 8 years. You tore it apart in one night. News spread fast. Barbara tried to control the narrative. Emily's had a breakdown, but the truth came out. By March 18th, the church volunteer group knew. The whispers started. Women who used to greet Barbara warmly started nodding politely. Kevin's former colleagues heard too. Everyone knew Ken Carter always talked about both kids being successful. Turns out only one was, and she was paying for everything. Charlie's ex-wife, Vanessa, texted Emily. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. Chris did the same thing to me. Took and took until there was nothing left. Good for you. Emily saved the text. On March 20th, Leah asked Barbara, Grandma, why did we make Aunt Emily leave? I miss her. Did we do something bad? Barbara left the room. On March 23rd, 3 p.m. deadline, Kevin emailed Alison Fisher. We choose option 1. Please send the paperwork. March 24th, Kevin and Barbara sat across from Alison in her office. Alison walked them through the lease. Monthly rent $1,500, security deposit $3,000, 12 months starting April 1st. This is legally binding. Emily can evict you for non-payment or lease violations. Do you understand? Kevin nodded. His hand shook as he signed. Barbara signed without looking up. March 25th, Charlie started applying for jobs. Warehouse positions, night shifts. He applied to 12, got 3 callbacks. March 27th, a job offer, night shift, $18 an hour. He accepted. Start date April 8th. Kevin texted Emily. We signed the lease. Charlie found a job. Thank you for the chance. Emily didn't respond. By mid-April, a new rhythm settled. Charlie started work at 4 a.m. and came home too tired to argue. Barbara began cooking again instead of ordering takeout on Emily's credit. Kevin quietly fixed the leaky faucet, the first repair he'd paid for in 8 years. Emily drove down once for Leah's birthday. She left the gift on the porch and was turning to leave when Leah ran out and hugged her legs. Emily knelt down. "I will always be your aunt, just not the one who lives in the smallest room anymore." Leah nodded. When Emily got back to Seattle, she opened her laptop and looked at the latest valuation for Cascade Analytics, $12 million. For the first time, the number felt like freedom instead of guilt. They called me a parasite, but parasites take. I gave everything for 8 years. I paid their mortgage. I supported their lives. I carried them. And when I finally stopped, they called it abandonment. But I didn't abandon them. I stopped being invisible. The house is still theirs to live in. I'm not cruel. I'm not vengeful. I just needed them to understand. I was never the burden. I was the foundation. Now they pay rent. They follow rules. They respect boundaries, not because they want to, because they have to. Charlie has a job for the first time in 3 years. Maybe he'll grow, maybe he won't. But it's not my job to fix him anymore. My parents have a home below market rate. I didn't have to do that, but I did, because I still love them. I just don't sacrifice myself for them anymore. Leah and Nathan have an education fund, $20,000. It's not their fault. I have my life back. My company, my apartment, my peace, my self-respect. I don't need revenge. I just needed to stop carrying people who refused to see my weight. They thought I was the failure, the burden. And when they finally saw the truth, the property deed, the bank statements, the mortgage payments, they realized they'd been living in my house, spending my money, surviving on my sacrifice for 8 years. And in one night, they threw it all away. Not me. Them. I didn't tear the family apart. I just stopped holding it together. And that's the difference. The house is mine. The choice is mine. The boundaries are mine. And so is my peace. If you've ever been the one holding everything together while being treated like you're the problem, I see you. If you've ever been called selfish for finally putting yourself first, I understand. And if you've ever walked away from people who loved what you could give them more than who you actually were, you made the right choice. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop. Stop giving. Stop explaining. Stop proving your worth to people who refuse to see it. I stopped, and I finally started.